Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss Cbse class 11 maths chapter 4 complex numbers and quadratic equations. We are going through the concepts of this chapter, children. So now we are going to go through the fourth part of the concepts, that is we are going to learn about the multiplication concept under algebra of complex numbers. We've already learnt about addition and subtraction in the previous videos. So now we are going to learn about this multiplication. So this is over. So now we'll do with multiplication. We are going to look at each of the concepts one by one. Now what is this multiplication? Here we are again considering two complex numbers z1 and z2. We know it will be the form a plus ib. So z2 it's another number, so it's the form c plus id. Then the product z1 z2 we are defining it as AC minus BD plus I into AD plus BC. Here what they are doing is AC. AC means what? They are multiplying the real part. Okay, and then we are doing with BD. Okay, BD we are doing imaginary part, and then here we are doing the interchanging. It is nothing but similar to when we have A plus B into C plus D, how we will do? It is similar to that. First we will do A with these two, B with these two, and then we will do the calculations. Okay, so when we do all these, finally we will arrive at this equation only. Okay, so we will see that also. So now if you need to remember in short, you can remember it in this way. Okay, you can remember it in this way, like AC minus BD plus I into AD minus AD plus BC. Okay, so it will be AD plus BC. So in this way also you can remember. So in that way we have this example here. See, 3 into 2 plus, so this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. So it is AC minus BD plus I into AD plus BC. Okay, so when you are doing it, please work it out, children, as you are listening to the video. Only then it will be easy for you. Now how did we get this? As I told you, first with A you are going to multiply C plus DI. Again with BI you are going to multiply. So what you will get? AC plus ADI plus BCI plus BDI square. Remember this I square, children? In the beginning when we learnt, I told you we have this complex numbers. We were talking more about I. Okay, and the value of I square is what? 1. The value of I square is minus 1. Sorry, the value of I square is minus 1. So that you will have to remember I square. Wherever you have I square, you will have to substitute the value minus 1. So now what will we get here? AC plus ADI plus BCI plus BD into minus 1. So now we have that. So these two are going to be the imaginary part and these are going to be the real parts here. So now we are going to combine this real part together and the imaginary part together. So in that way we can take this I outside. So this is how we have got this formula, children. So every time you can't remember to keep on solving and bringing down the formula. So to remember, you remember for the real part you are going to take the first two and the last two. Okay, AC, BD, and then for the imaginary part you are going to take the inner and the outer. So in this way if you remember, it will be easy for you. Okay, so you have your AD and BC for the imaginary part, and for the real part you have AC and BD. So in this way if you remember, it will be easy, children, but here you will have to put a negative symbol. So now see, similar way they have done. Look here, children, they have done it by the other way. So let us try with the formula. What did we do? AC minus BD. Okay, so AC minus BD plus I into what did we see? Outer. It will be AD plus BC. Okay, children. So now when we do, what is AC? 2 into 3. 2 into 3 is what? 6. So it will be 6 minus BD is what? 4 into 5. 4 5s are 20 plus I into what we will get? The outer thing. 5 2s are 10 plus 4 into 3, 12. So what you will get? What is 6 minus 20? It will be minus 14 plus 22i. Have you got it, children? Yes, that's all. It's very easy. Okay, so try to remember this way. This is the traditional method. In case you forget this, you can do it by the normal method. But only thing is, you will have to remember that I square is minus 1. That alone, if you remember, you will not make any mistake. So in the similar way, I want you to try for this question also. So try in this way by using this formula and see if you are going to get this answer. If you are getting it, well and good, you've done it right. If not, please try it once again and then try to get the answer. So now again we have another question also. 1 plus 2y, 2 plus 3i. I'm just giving you a few more examples for you to try. Okay, again can we do that here? So we have the first and then this. So what we'll have, 1 into 2 will be 2 plus 2 into 3 will be what? 6. So it will be 2 minus 6 plus I into the outer will be what? 1 into 3. 3 plus 4. So what we'll get? Minus 4 plus 7i. Have you got the answer, children? Yes. So in this way we can confirm if what we've written is right or not. So as we saw for the properties in addition and subtraction, we have for multiplication also. The first one is the closure law, which is very much similar to what we saw in the addition. So when you have the product of two complex numbers, we can say that the product is also going to be a complex number. And then commutative law. Commutative law for addition, what did we see? Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z2 plus Z1. Isn't it, children? Similar thing. Z1 into Z2 is equal to what? Z2 into Z1. A similar thing for associative law. Whenever you have the term associative law, you should remember there are three numbers. Okay. For commutative law, it will always deal with two numbers. Associative law, same way. So Z1, Z2 into Z3 is equal to what? Z1 into Z2 and Z3. So in this way, when you are going to ask to prove and all, you can prove these laws. Next one is existence of multiplicative identity. We also learned for additive identity. So if you remember the additive identity, what did we saw there? We saw that Z plus 0 is equal to Z. Isn't it, children? So there we saw that Z plus 0 is equal to Z when we have the one identity to be what? 0. So it will be what? 0 plus 0i. So in that case, our answer will be Z. Here we are going to see that we are going to do it with 1 plus I into 0. Okay. So if you are going to multiply Z with 1 plus I into 0, then we will get the answer Z only. Okay, we'll get the same Z only. Z will be of the form A plus BI. Isn't it, children? So in this way we can get it correctly. So this is for your multiplicative identity. So what will be the next one now? It will be multiplicative inverse identity. Okay, see multiplicative inverse identity here. So inverse identity here, multiplicative inverse is what? For addition it means it's subtraction. Multiplicative inverse will be what? If it is going to be Z, it will be 1 by Z. Isn't it, children? So it will be 1 by Z, or you can write this as Z inverse. Z inverse. So the multiplicative identity says that when you have the product of the identity and its inverse, the answer will be 1 always. Okay, when you are going to have the product of the given complex number and its inverse, okay, that is its multiplicative inverse, then what will be the answer? The answer will be 1. So remember carefully, children. So this is what you need to remember. Okay, so there in additive inverse, what did we see, children? Additive inverse, we saw that when you have Z, you added with the inverse of Z, that is what? Minus Z. We got the answer 0. So don't confuse this and that. Here the answer is 0, but here the answer is 1. So please don't confuse, children. Learn carefully the small differences between the addition properties and the multiplication properties. Okay. So finally we have one more thing, the distributive law. This we did not learn for the addition. Okay, for distributive law we have, this is again going to deal with three complex numbers. So what is that again? Z1 into Z2 plus Z3. Associative law we saw Z1 into Z2 Z3 is equal to what? Z1 Z2 into Z3. Okay, so this was your associative law. Is it clear, children? This was your associative law. Here we are going to learn about the distributive law. Distributive law means what? We have product of the sum here. Okay, Z1 into Z2 plus Z3. So what we will have? Z1 into Z2 plus Z1 into Z3. Again similarly you have, see, if you are going to multiply, add Z1 and Z2 and multiply it with Z3, you will have Z1 into Z3 plus Z2 into Z3. So this again you need to remember. Is it clear, children? So these are all the properties of this multiplication of two complex numbers. Hope you understood this, children. If you have any doubts, please get back to the video once again. We had some small changes when we are going to compare it with addition and subtraction. Okay, so please be careful with those changes and try to understand. We'll learn about the next concept in the upcoming video. Thank you, children.